Hey everybody, Patty Ann here. It's almost Valentine's Day. Well, not really, but it's time to get our Valentine's Day stuff started. So I'm using the heart mug. Hang on. Today what I'm going to make is, I got these flowers. Now you won't see it very well, but I'll put a picture in here too. I got these flowers at the Dollar Tree and they're really pretty. And I got these clear and red glass stones to put in the bottom of this round glass vase. So follow me over to Cricut Design Space and I'll show you my plans for that vase. The first thing I did was I came to this website, and I'll have the link down below for you. It's called CraftBundles. And then the next thing that I did was I went in and I searched for Valentine board SVG cut. If you search for that exactly, you'll get the one I wanted, or the one I'm using. There is something odd about this. Maybe it's just because I just bought a $1 item. It did end up costing $1 and then $1 for processing, which was surprising to me. I'll have to look and see if that's what they always do. But anyway, $2, it's still really cute. So what I did was I added it to my cart under purchases. There we go. So this is the one I purchased, right? And I've also purchased some other things from here because I really like a lot of their things. But I did purchase this, and then I went to download product, and then I went to save file, and I'll just do this again and leave it saved with the name it has. And I made a folder in my download section called CraftBundles so I can keep them all together. So I'll just say save. And now when I come to my downloads over here on the left, and I go to CraftBundle, and this is the one I just downloaded. It comes in like this. It's a zip file. I'll click on it and say extract all, and I'll just say extract. I'll let it extract into the same folder I'm in. Then I can open this, and there are the files that I extracted. The two, as you know, that I'm interested in are the SVG, which is the cut file, and the PNG if I want to see what it looks like. So again, as I've shown in a previous video, if you come up here to view and extra large icons, you'll be able to see what it is, what it looks like. This is the PNG, and this is the SVG. Yours probably will not have the same icon in the center. That's because I have shortcuts a program. But if you highlight it, it will say that it is an SVG file. So that's the one you want to open up in Cricut Design Space. So I can close these out and open Cricut Design Space. And now I would come over here to the left and say upload. Now notice I've already done it. Upload an image, browse, and that was in my downloads. CraftBundles was this crazy name right here, but that's the zipped one. I don't want to use the one with the zipper. That won't work. I need to use the one that's named the same, but it's open. And which one do I put into Cricut Design Space? Well, if I want a cut file, I use this SVG file. So I'm going to highlight that and click open. Let me have a sip of my tea. Okay, that looks great. And I should name it something over here, and I should put tags, but I've already done it once, so I'll probably delete this one after I'm done showing you. So I'll say save. And here it is over here, the last one that I did. I'm going to click on it to highlight it and go insert image. Okay, now notice, well, let me make the background or my canvas a different color so you can see this more easily. Okay, notice that these letters, they're cut out. So what I would see is the clear glass or the little glass stones or the stems behind this, and I think that might be a little confusing, so I'm going to try something else. I'm going to duplicate this, so I click on it, highlight it, come over here to the right hand corner up at the top, and click on duplicate. And now I've made 2 of them. All right, on this one, let's move these apart. On this one, and it doesn't matter which one, I'm going to come down here to the lower right hand corner where it says contour. Now this shows all of the things that are being cut out, right? And I could go by, click off these things one by one, and then if I look over here, notice that no longer would the H and the A be cut. But that would take forever. So I'm going to go back to contour on the lower right hand corner here, and I'm going to say hide all contours. And now when I come over, look, nothing is going to cut. And that's what I want. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this, I think I'll make it like a white color. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And I'm going to bring this fella, I'm going to click on the black one, right click, and say move forward or send to front, and then I'm going to move it over on top of the white. Now when you stretch it like that, it fits okay but not perfectly. Look how it's not right over here. So what I can do is I can click on the white layer, unlock this button, and then try to arrange it or adjust this so it fits better. Oops, I didn't mean to change the size of that. I want the white. And I can see over here, if I want to click the white one and I'm having trouble, I can go highlight it over in the layers panel and then it's definitely selected. So let's see. Okay, now if I want to click the black, I can do it on the layers panel again and move it. And if I want to click the light white again, I'm not going to be able to make a perfect shadow, but that looks pretty darn good if you ask me. So what I'm going to do now is I've already measured my glass and how much, or my vase, and how much area I have to use. So I'm going to come up here to the size area, and I know I don't want this to be any wider than 4 inches wide. So notice I grab both of these because I want them both to resize at the same time. And I'm going to change this width to 4 and hit enter, which changes the height. Oh, it didn't, because look, this lock was unlocked. I need to undo that. Now I'm going to select them both again, and I'm going to lock this lock. And now I can change this to 4, hit enter, and it changes both at the same time. Okay. So now if I go to make it, you'll notice that the white one is on the white vinyl sheet and the black is on the black vinyl. Well, sometimes I like to do things a little bit more quickly than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it so that the white one also seems to be black, but I'm going to cut it on white vinyl. So watch. I'm going to come up to the color sync button up here under the make it button. And you see we have 2 things. And I'm going to drag the white one onto the black, which is going to make it also black. Okay. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one up in the upper left-hand corner to cut. And I'm going to put this one up in the upper right-hand corner. Now remember, we can only do about 11.5, so I don't want to go past that. There's the 11.5. All right, so that's perfect. If I put a piece of black right here on my mat and maybe have it be about 4.5 by 3.5, something like that. And if I put my white piece over here starting just past the 7-inch mark, and I cut it to be about 4.5 by 3 or 3.5, that will work great. But watch, if I go to make it, this won't work exactly like I want. Watch. Okay, look where it put these pieces. I won't know where to put the white, where to put the black. It's just, I can make it easier on myself. So hit cancel. And I have these exactly where I want them to be, right? This one's in the upper left-hand corner. It's the black one. This one is in the upper right-hand corner of my mat, and this is going to be where my white vinyl is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select both of these. I'm going to come down here to the lower portion, and I'm going to go to attach. And that's going to attach them to my mat exactly where I want them to be. So I can put black vinyl here and white vinyl here, and my machine will just cut them. Let's check. If I go to make it, okay, perfect. So I'm going to put my black vinyl on this side, my white vinyl on this side, and I'm going to go to continue. I have to select my device. Now remember, I have my machine always set on custom over there. Oh, it's already connected. Would I like to reset? Yes, because I was already using it. All right, so I have that. And as I was saying, remember, I always have the little dial on my machine over there set to custom. So this always comes up and I don't accidentally cut it with the wrong product checked. So this is premium vinyl. I'm just using Cricut vinyl. I like Cricut vinyl. And I like Cricut transfer paper. And I'm going to start to make it. So after it cuts, I'll be right back. Okay, both of my pieces have cut. Notice I have them separated where I said I was going to. Might not be the right angle for you, but you get the idea. So I'm going to start weeding this one, and I so could take it off the mat. I mean, the Cricut vinyl reads really well. You couldn't ask for much better than that. Okay, now this is going to be the interesting part because... Wait. Oh, I need to look at my picture. I was starting to weed out the wrong thing. I believe I want to weed out. Let me go back to my picture. Yeah, I was starting to weed out the wrong thing. What I want to weed out is the text and the little curly cues. And I was accidentally starting to weed out what was around the text. So let's start with the V, A, okay, this one's totally weeded. This one should be really easy compared to this one because you know I like to weed, but this one was a little bit of a pistol. It has so many little teeny weeny little pieces, but I think it's going to turn out really nicely. So if I can get these off my fingers-ish. Okay, let me try this one. This will be easy because there's nothing to it. Just one big bubble. Okay, they're both ready now to put on the glass. I need to take out the flowers that I have in it and put those aside. I think, let me move my mat. I think I can maybe leave these little glass things in. They might fall out. I don't know. Okay. And now I'm not going to forget the most important part today, and that is the alcohol. This alcohol and a paper towel. I need to make sure that I clean it really well, and I think that's the secret to having your thing stick well. You know, sometimes people say they don't like Cricut vinyl. I don't know. Have y'all done a test to see that it doesn't work well? Because it's really worked well for me. So I'm really wiping this off well where I'm going to put this. And I should have kind of gotten an idea. Here, squeaky clean. I'm careful not to touch my fingers to it. All right, let's see. Let it dry for a minute. And I'll need my transfer paper. Better close the lid on this before I dump it. Kind of don't have much space to work because I have all my stuff in the way now. Okay, so let me move this aside a little bit so I can get my transfer paper out. Hopefully this is a fairly new piece. So stick it down on here. Start from the center and work my way out. Whoa, where's my little squeegee guy? Heavens, Betsy. Well, I'm not sure where he is, so I'm going to use my thumbnail, the side of my thumbnail. And I think this will work just fine for this big speech bubble thingy type thing. It's actually kind of a shadow layer. Seeing if I see any bubbles in there, and I don't want bubbles in it. I'm not sure if that's a bubble in the... Okay, let's see. Somebody said turn this over. Well, look at that. It did work better. Hey, you guys were right. I thought I tried that before and it didn't make a difference, but certainly did right then. Okay, now the biggest thing's going to be, which way does this go? Like that. All right. I better make sure that this thing hasn't rolled because it's so important about this alcohol. And I wasn't keeping track of where it was. I'm going to put it right there. Stay. And now I'm going to put this on here. Make sure it's dry. And start in the center. And work my way out. And I really wish I had my little squeegee guy here. Let's see it. I drive myself nuts. Do y'all do that sometimes? Always looking for stuff. Oh, let me try it again with my finger. You can see it's Cricut vinyl because you can see the, or Cricut transfer tape because you can see the little grid on the back. Just to make sure it doesn't look like there's any bubbles. This looks good. Get around the edge as well. All right, let me do this. Take the tape off, transfer paper, and you kind of pull it back at an angle like this. It's really stuck. Okay, and then I put this back on the sheet that I took it off of to save it for another use. Work out any bubbles I might have accidentally gotten into here. And if there's ever one that you can't work out, you can always take a pin and pop it, you know, flatten it out then. Okay, that looks good. All right, now, there is one I want to pop. So I have my pen here, and I'm just going to pop a little hole in it, boop, like that, and then it'll flatten right out. So now for part 2, I'm going to use this. Now, I wonder, I've never done this before. I wonder if it would help everything to stay on if I were to do this. I wonder if this would damage the vinyl, or if this will clean it and make sure there's no fingerprints on it, because you know I had my paws all over it, right? So maybe this will help the next layer stick well. It's another experiment. All right, let's see. Where's my transfer paper? It's up here. And I'm probably going to have to pause the video if I can't get this to come up without my squeegee guy. Okay, I finished getting it on the transfer paper, and I actually kind of used one of these little stones, the little glass stones, to, since I don't know where my squeegee guy is. And then I'm going to use a technique that several people gave me. And if I anyway, to turn this over and lift this off. And you know what? Ooh, looks like I'm losing a little something. Oh, a little tiny bit of the A. Okay, there it stayed. Uh-oh, another little tiny bit of the A. It's so tiny, it's like a pin. There we go. Uh-oh, part of the P. So, it's working really well though, look at that. And then look at, see, whenever I see one of these little pieces come up, I know it's a little inside part of one of the letters. I just have to go down and grab it again. Perfect. All right, now to line this up on my bottle, and remember I've cleaned this with alcohol again, thinking maybe that would help something. I don't know for sure. Ooh, I'm gonna have to get it a little bit closer to me. Hopefully y'all can still see. And it would probably be best if I stood up, but alright, that looks pretty darn good. And I'll squeegee it with this little stone again. Like to make sure I get all around the edges, and of course there are lots of tiny pieces on this that could come loose. So let's see how it's doing. Remember to hold this back at an angle. Whee! That is beautiful. Put this back so I can use it again. Frugal. Okay. All right, this turned out really, really nicely. I'm pleased with it. I'm going to put the flowers back in it, and I'll take a picture of it so you can see how it turned out. So thanks for joining me. If you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up and share it.